lay that quarter down.
I have a little rant. All right. So I think I mentioned when Jim picked this, I was looking forward to watching it again because I remember seeing it right when it came out and having a somewhat negative reaction to it. But I was like looking, it's been a while, so it's like let's look at it again with a fresh perspective. So on one hand, we now know what it would be like if Wes Anderson tried to make a movie about Nazis.
A little
This
bit.
guy, Taika is really like, I mean,
I
it's
don't
like
know about
over and
that,
over,
though.
like, fuck,
I don't
even
know
the
about that
needle
either.
drops.
Yeah.
Even the needle drops are like, this is the kind of thing Wes would do. Like, I mean,
This isn't like this isn't like what name is films. This isn't like the
Budapest?
Tenenbaums. This
well,
is a
here's
lot.
the thing,
It's a lot more like fucking Thor.
I'm a
It's
big Taika fan. I love Thor. I love
Yeah,
all of what we
but
do in the shadows. I like his New Zealand weirdo, like X-Files thing. I like Scarlet. I love Sam Rockwell. And I think this time though, I kind of decided what the problem is.
Yeah.
This
Yes.
motherfucker.
Taika
The
himself.
director.
Every time he drops into the movie, I get like, oh man, like it's just like this sticky, like this weird sticky thing, and the wild swings in tone, and because we now have the perspective of 75 years of, you know what, some of this shit just isn't all that funny anymore, and to go from Taika like just painting the walls with his performance to Scarlett's fucking feet swinging, which is a genuinely wrenching scene. Like there are scenes in the movie where like I'm pathos to this is supposed to be funny, and then Stephen Merchant behind Scott just now, like I just don't think it works. I think this is a massive misfire, even though there are many scenes that maybe in an absence of some of the other scenes, like I think that all the stuff with Rebel Wilson is funny. Like there's some really good, really biting shit in this movie that's like a version of Starship Troopers, like that level of like the propaganda stuff, like the whole thing that the kid's obsessed with what he thinks Jews do when no one is looking, like all that stuff's funny. I think the relationship between these two is really, really sweet.
Yeah, it's really touching.
But then the movie kind of wants to have it both ways. I'm supposed to laugh at like this really over the top, I guess we're going to call this farcical. I guess there's satire in this, but it's also a lot of farce. But then when it gets tough, it gets really tough. Mm-hmm. And that's where this time, like I had a hard time reconciling those two worlds. And then this is just, I don't know what the fuck this is. It could just somebody else.
Okay.
Pick someone else.
Is that you're done?
Yeah, that's my.
You have your quarter? Okay, Chris. Okay. The thing is, this is a satire. This is not in any way a serious film, even though it has one really serious scene in it, where the mom dies, is hung by the Gestapo. The scene behind me tells you how serious this film is. Heil Hitler, over and over and over again. These guys are all buffoons, and they're the Gestapo.
Yeah.
And so the tone of the film, I think, matches all the stuff that goes inside there. In fact, you got to think about this Jojo as a young man, a boy in Nazi Germany in 1944, 45.
Okay.
If he had an imaginary friend, it's going to be Adolf Hitler. It's like, I think of all the MAGA kids out there whose imaginary friends are Donald Trump. Think about that.
God.
I mean, it's like,
oh, no.
It's like, no, that's true though. It's like, the thing is, he's so exposed and he's so part of their life. He's going to have a relationship with them personally. And I think his perspective as a child, the 10-year-old, it reflected in the way that Hitler behaves is perfect, because he's a goofball. He plays cowboys and Indians with them.
He doesn't know he's a monster.
He didn't know he's a monster. He doesn't care he's a monster. He just needs a friend because he didn't have any friends, and so Hitler's his friend. It's
He's
like
got the chubby kid.
it's fucking bold.
Yeah, with the
It's
biggest
unbelievable.
British accent you've ever heard.
I will grant you, Scott is a bold choice, and Scott and Chris is just saying it's a bold choice, a bold move, and it didn't pay off. I guess.
Okay.
Just doesn't work.
Yes.
I don't know. I can kind of hold the distance, and I agree. I think Taika as Hitler is not the strongest thing in the movie, but I don't think it's a fatal flaw either.
It doesn't sink the project. I don't.
It doesn't sink it for me, and the rest of it still is affecting. I think the relationship, like the boy and the girl, that they're hiding in the house. That whole situation is well developed.
The film has multiple arcs going in it. For one
yeah.
Also, Sam Rockwell again.
Fantastic.
Sam Rockwell's arc is pretty good too.
Oh my God, he's so good. And you see, Jim, you're a badge expert. You saw the badges this guy had on at the beginning of the film, right?
No, I didn't. Actually.
Okay. The thing is, this character is actually a fucking war hero. He's got 5 wound badges. He's actually destroyed a tank with a handheld thing.
He mentions that in his first scene. Why he's training kids is because he lost his eye.
He lost his eye. But the thing is, this guy is actually one of the toughest fucking Wehrmacht guys they had. He just was so wounded he couldn't do it anymore. Right. And so I think that knowing that going into this informs a lot about his character. Is such a huge fall for him.
No, I think he's great.
Well, it's sort of a trope,
It is a little bit of a trope. I'll give you that.
It's the hero, the German hero at the end of the war who's lost all faith in everything.
Yeah.
Because he even designs that he
I love that.
Those crayon drawings.
He actually wears it.
That was the best. That was so funny and weird. It's strange.
It's all in the capes.
Here's the thing. when they needle drop heroes at the end of that movie, that's one of those that needle drop is designed to hit me where I live, and I'm just sitting there stone faced.
Right. It's like it wasn't earned, right?
But what about the one at the beginning of the film?
It's like you're not even getting me with that, man.
Yeah. What about
I love that song in anything. You just put the German one on, which is like that was.
Yeah. What about the German version of "I Want to Hold Your Hand" at the beginning of the film?
But that worked as an intro. That works. But I agree that the heroes thing falls flat for me too.
No, the thing is, at the beginning of it, the thing using "I Want to Hold Your Hand" from 1961 or 2 or 3, in German, sets the satirical tone. It's like,
sure.
You're not supposed to take this as a film about actual.
It's an anachronism, so you immediately know.
Anachronism actually kind of sets in a higher tone for the thing. It's like we're going to be making fun of everything you see here.
Right.
It's actually a great way to start a film.
It is irreverent. Everything about this thing is irreverent.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And my real issue is Taika being in his own movie. I think like I said, it's the swings in tone, and maybe I could have got past that if it wasn't for the choice he made to put himself in this movie and to almost being in another movie. Although Scott, you're kind of, I'm reconsidering why he is like that in the first place as a character. I just didn't like him in it.
Oh, that's fine. Actually, I'll admit he's better as the rock monster in Thor. Because he's like, you know what I mean? Than this,
Sure.
It's like a little more organic for him. It's weird because he's not actually there, but it's actually works better for him. But the thing is, it's like, he's him being half Jewish and half Maori is a big. He said himself. It's like this is a big fu to Adolf Hitler.
Sure,
him being in that thing. And again, it's like he's not really Hitler. He's actually some little kid's idea of what Hitler's supposed to be like.
Idea.
Sure,
that's
what makes it it's weirdly delightful. And so
I think it's the central conceit of the movie is that this kid's imaginary friend is Hitler, and it's like if you don't buy that, then this is not your movie.
No, I'm more willing to buy that.
Yes.
I'm just
you don't like Taika in it.
I didn't like Taika in it. No.
Maybe it should have been a different actor.
And
they could have got somebody.
They put himself in everything he does. He's in the pirate thing that we just watched on television. He shows up in where we do it. Like he's in all of his own things.
Yeah, he's a little overexposed at the moment. Feels like to me. It's just
he wants to direct and he wants to write. He wants to be in his own stuff. I'll give you that.
Yeah,
that's true. And actually, another actor would have been actually a little bit less
obtrusive.
The term is obvious.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, just get somebody else in there. Maybe somebody who actually looks like Hitler.
That's good.
But again, that like he said, it's like
contact lenses are ghastly.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Really ghastly.
It is kind of a fuck you to. I mean, he's half Maori. It's like it's a real.
Yeah, it's pretty nutty stuff.
It's a disconnect.
But I know. Also,
believe Hitler
the
had
little
brown
the little fat kid who's his friend.
I love
Yeah.
that kid.
I love that kid.
Love that kid.
He's like a secret owner of the film. He's so funny. He's just like he's like a Monty Python
He's
character. He's
like
very wry.
dragging Bangle with the rocket propelled grenade down
Yeah,
the
I know. He blows up like a whole storefront. But he's
Yes.
also wearing this weird paper uniform they gave him. You know, it's like it's bizarre.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of like absurdity in this thing. Also, one thing I read about this is that Taika was researching this thing, and he looked at a lot of old signal magazines, like from Nazi Germany, and said Nazi Germany actually was a very fashionable and colorful place. So he showed that.
Hello,
Like,
Hugo Boss.
I know it's like everyone looks really pretty in this film. It's like there's a lot of nice.
Oh, the movie looks really nice.
Well, his mom was always dressed really pretty with bright colors.
I mean, it helped that they shot it in Czechoslovakia, probably in the Sudetenland.
Probably.
With all those German churches and stuff.
Oh yeah, it looked authentic. Well, I'm sure it was.
By the way, this is a moment that for me really worked. Is like there's that wrenching scene where he's chasing the butterfly and then he realizes he's standing in front of his mother's.
Oh,
That's
and then there's a
terrible.
He tries to tie her shoes because she was teaching him how to tie his shoes. It's like,
Right.
dude. And
it's doubled with the scene that somebody had behind them of her walking on.
They keep showing her. They repeatedly show her feet and her shoes so that you know who that is. They never show her face. They never show her face in that scene.
Yeah.
And then it cuts to the buildings with those little dormer windows.
Oh my God, that was great. Those little eyes.
Holy shit!
Oh, that was so well done.
That was so effective.
Well, you know, when Taika's gets in high gear,
man.
Yeah, maybe he should leave himself out of his own movies. You're absolutely right. Maybe this is the lesson here.
A smidge of discipline. I mean, listen, what we do in the shadows.
A smidge of discipline, please.
What we do in the shadows of TV show is one of my favorite things in television, almost the entirety of its run.
The New Zealand version?
No, the new one.
Thing is, I watched the New Zealand version. I couldn't stand it.
Well, what are we talking about?
And what we do in the shadows?
There's the TV show.
There's the movie and then the show.
The movie, I didn't like the movie at all.
It's just okay. The TV show is
the TV show. The American
TV show is terrific.
And he only shows up once in that, right?
Yeah.
Very, very, very briefly.
Yeah. That's good. That was a great show too.
Really good show. I like that show.
Anyway. And also, I mean, this guy did Thor Ragnarok. He's always forgiven for that.
Right, that is definitely a peak for me. The Council of Vampires episode of What We Do in the Shadows.
Great.
For every Blades there, everybody who's ever played a vampire is in that scene.
That was the best.
Who's still alive? I mean,
that was a really good show episode.
Yeah.
Well, you've been very quiet, Jared.
I have so much to say about this movie.
Oh my God! Okay, here we go. Standing back.
I didn't see it when it came out. It was like one of those. It was always on my list because it got all this acclaim, and it was even nominated for a bunch of Academy Awards and all this stuff. And I was like, I gotta see that. And I never saw it. And so here we go. I saw it, and I think it's just as profound and significant as Come and See. I'm kidding. That's satire.
Different genres. Same
every movie is good. I hate this fucking movie. This is the worst fucking movie. I hate every fucking thing about this movie. I think this movie is putrid, saccharine, garbage, placating.
Hey, Tad, we got Jared this week.
Shit. This is the dumbest.
Get him.
Like, oh, no shit, Nazis are bad. Oh, I mean, from a fucking mile away, I'm like, this kid's going to learn that in here.
Oh, my God.
He's going to learn that Nazis are bad. Oh, I hated the fucking kid. Sam Rockwell, I always love him, but I hated the writing. Everything was so cloying. I hated the fucking music. Yeah, why are you using... fuck you, dude. Like German versions of pop songs and
well, they do exist.
This whole thing, like the whole time I was like, I need to go watch Life is Beautiful again because is that movie shit or I think it's better than this? Was that garbage as well? I can't believe that this only came out like in 2019 or some shit and fucking everybody was like, this is good. Everyone should have shat on this movie and dismissed it and laughed it out of the fucking world. And for me, Taika Waititi is like a good band. His first albums are amazing. The shark. What's that one? The
Eagle versus
Shark. Amazing. Fight of the Conchords. Hugest fan. I saw them live. Like even Boy was great. He's just getting worse and worse and worse as he gets bigger and bigger and bigger.
People throw more money at him, right?
I do agree that the Rock Man is way funnier in Thor Ragnarok, but I'm not
actually. That's a great character.
I don't really care about that movie that much, but I just think that like Taika's best shit. You've already done it. Now you're just getting homogenized. You're like watering everything down. You're making it this. I fucking hate this movie. I never want to see it again. I can't believe I can't believe this was nominated for Academy Awards. What the fuck is going on?
God damn it.
Oh my God.
Now you know how I felt about the substance. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
No, I love the fact that Jared climbed to the top of a small hill with a machine gun and took out this entire film. It's like, that's why we have this show.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But all movies are good. Taika is talented.
Nonetheless,
except this one.
It was in focus. It was in focus, and
I couldn't.
It was in focus.
As of right now, I could not make a. Listen, and I'm going to start saying this kind of thing because as of right now, I could not make a better movie than Taika Waititi. No fucking way. But I still think this movie is fucking garbage, trash.
Okay, well, applaud your thing. Oh my God, are we?
But I loved the last movie, so Jim, no hard. I hope you don't take that to.
Well, we haven't actually heard Jim's opinion of this.
Jim, lean in for your corner, man.
So I saw it when it came out, and I was wondering how I sort of agree with Chris. There are parts of it I really liked, and though I understand that it's every Jewish actor's secret desire to play Hitler as a fool.
Isn't that weird?
It is. Because Jack Benny was Jewish too, right? And Ernst Lubitsch was. But anyway, I really liked parts of it, and other parts I found sort of stiff, and the crazy Hitler stuff didn't bother me as much as it could have, I suppose. I'm open to crazy Hitlers. What can I say?
Oh, it's Crazy Hitler Week, man. Come on.
Plus, towards the end of his life, he really was crazy.
Right.
Literally, and yeah,
literally.
But all the you guys spoke about these meaningful parts, and I'm more in Chris's camp when he was talking about nothing landed for me in it. Like I didn't have like it because it felt so spoon fed and forced and obvious. And I mean, the key word here is obvious. Like everything in here, we're like, yeah, duh. Thank you, Captain Obvious. We understand like the whole angle of this movie. I think you're born already knowing it. Like if you're a person, like a human. And so all the things, like even the mother's feet, I'm like, yeah, I don't give a shit. Like I
cared a lot. That's the problem.
I didn't care. And I felt like someone said earlier, because I did think of, I think Scott said it. I did think of Wes Anderson quite a bit while I was.
I said that.
Okay, Chris.
Chris
I thought of Wes Anderson a lot. And then I was like, oh, in fact, I think what you just said, I was like, oh, so this is Wes Anderson's Nazi film. But then I thought about it and I was like, Wes Anderson would make a much better Nazi film than this.
Wes Anderson would never touch any subject, anything close to this. You know that, right?
I don't know about that.
No way. He's way too East Coast white bread.
No,
never, ever do anything controversial. No,
anyway.
I'm reminded of to bring up Mel Brooks again. When Mel Brooks first started shopping around the producers, the movie, not the musical, he just got incredulous. Like people were like, "Why?" And you can't do this. This is a terrible idea. It's a funny movie.
But see, the thing about the producers, which I love almost unconditionally, and I watch it every couple of years, and I still laugh my ass off at Springtime for Hitler. I think what the clever thing about the producer is it's like you're one step removed. The movie is about the producers of the show making a play about a musical about Hitler. Like
Right.
it's not asking you to get too close to the Hitler character, like
To the subject matter
there's a couple
itself.
layers between
Yeah.
you and the
Wait,
Hitler
hold on.
character.
Wait, no. That's not legitimate. This film does not ask you to take Hitler seriously at any point.
No, I'm not saying.
No, but
Except for the
it's
fact-
set in
I'll be right
wartime
back.
Germany.
Except for the fact that what he's doing to everybody, and that's like
that's
the
my
thing is,
bigger issue.
films can work in two levels. You know,
No, I understand.
Hitler,
that.
the
So this
fictional
little
character,
boy,
is
the
silly.
little boy's got a cartoon version of Hitler as his best friend, and in the meantime, Hitler's running around killing everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
He has no idea. No, I get. I get.
Also,
that.
I love the part where actually they found out that Hitler killed himself in the bunker, and he
Yes.
shows up with like blood
Bullet through his
head.
temples.
It's like, oh my god, it's so funny. But I think that at a level, if you're going to do this thing as satire, you know, this as not being serious about the issues there, it works. I think, you know, it's like
except what's his name's Hitler is sort of more farcical than satirical.
I think, Jim, you should actually defend this film. Go ahead, take your corner.
What if Sam Rockwell?
I find it hard to defend, but I mean, I enjoy it. It's not a great movie.
No, but hold on.
I sort of agree with Jared in that it's a very obvious movie. Although I don't know if you can make unobvious movies about Nazis.
I'll give you that.
Right?
It's a very obvious film.
Well, okay,
it's shooting fish in a barrel in a way.
But that's not a bad
obvious.
That's not a bad point. But I think there is, like, what's the saying? There's no new stories. It's just how you tell it. So
yes.
Right.
I think that so for the record, I think Taika is being extremely lazy.
You think his style
extremely? Yes, he's being really lazy, and he's being uncreative. He's being, you know, so yes, it's obvious. Of course, we all know Nazis are bad. You're not gonna, you know, but I think that, like, I mean, obviously the previous film I thought was not lazy and really fun. Life is Beautiful. What I remember of it, not lazy, very creative, very. So
you
fun.
think he's doing like, oh, look at me, I'm being a bad boy. Ooh,
yeah, it's like nothing.
Right?
Well, I'm glad you bring up that because there's so many movies. There's so many movies out there of all genres, of all decades that I hate nothing more than a movie that thinks it's hip and cool and smart but is not.
I'll give you that.
Inglourious Bastards.
There's so many movies like that.
Substance.
Maybe. I mean, you could argue
Human Centipede.
both of those. There was one recently, or not. I mean, maybe last year that we did on this show that I felt so strongly like that too. I'll try and remember. But when you're like, look how cool,
how edgy I am.
Yeah, how edgy, and you're like, if you were really edgy, you wouldn't be throwing it in our face. You would just be making a cool movie that we all went, fuck, that was edgy as shit.
Yeah, and I guess, like I said, the central conceit of this thing is childhood friend is Hitler, and we all know Taika was licking his chops when he got the idea, because it's like, oh, and I can play Hitler.
Actually, John, that's a good summary. Basically, it's like, I can do that. Yes, that'd be fun. With the contacts and the fun uniform.
I'm sure it was a blast.
I'm sure it had a great.
I mean, he looks like he's having fun.
I'm sure Dick Shawn did a much better Hitler in the producers.
You mean LSD?
LSD. Yes.
Yeah, that's right. Good stuff.
I was happy to watch it again and again. There are many things about this movie I like a lot. Like, I just like, what if they just let Sam Rockwell play Hitler? Would I?
You know, that's not unreasonable.
Probably.
No.
Yeah.
I didn't laugh once. I wasn't moved once. I chuckled though after the kid came back and grabbed the bomb and then threw it and it hit the tree and it blew up on him. I didn't laugh then, but it's when Sam Rockwell said, "Don't do that." Like, and I was like, "That's kind of funny." That was a kind of funny joke.
Everything.
All right. Well, where are we at? Did Jim have a corner or not?
I gave my corner.
Okay, good. Now I guess we're just at that thumbs point.
We know where Jared's thumb is.
45%.
Yeah,
I was entertained. I'm sorry, man.
45%.
Yeah.
I feel similar. I feel similar to, well, in a different way though. What was that Kenneth Branagh movie that was like Oscar bait?
Belfast.
Belfast.
Ugh,
Which I hate.
Same. Like same.
I love it. I love it.